Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 73, on Saturday, July 10th, 2021. I am your host for the day, the afternoon, the evening, the night, the dusk, the dawn, Trevor Ohlsen. It's been a while. Where have you been? I've been looking for you guys online, and all of a sudden you're gone. You're off in Vegas. Fucking strippers. No, I went off to Vegas for I'm getting a little echo. There we go. I went off to Vegas last week. When was it? I went out for my sister's birthday. We got there on June 29th. That's right. And then I haven't done a podcast I haven't done like 4 podcasts. I appreciate you hanging on with me. Those of you supporting me financially, sticking around throughout those moments of absence. But yes, went to Vegas, then spent the weekend up in Marquette, and now back to a steady-ish routine this week, trying to get back into it, and I would say it's quite successfully with what I've been doing thus far. So let's catch you up to date. So, for my sister Erin, for her birthday, she turned 29 on June 29th, so it was actually her golden birthday this year, and she and her friend, my sister's friend, their friend Courtney went out together. Her and Courtney went out together, Erin and Courtney, and they went out there. They were out there for 6 days total, if I'm not mistaken, and Allie and I flew out on the 29th, and I think they flew out on the 26th. And we went out on the 29th to meet up on her birthday. We flew out of Green Bay and had one layover in Chicago, and then from Chicago we took off to Las Vegas, baby. And all good flights, except I will say the flight from Vegas to from Chicago to Vegas, just at the end, I don't know if it was because we were sitting in the very back or what, but it's never happened before. But man, we all got so queasy. The focus that was required to not vomit was at the pinnacle. That's for sure. I mean, we really were concentrating. I asked Allie too, because we were sitting next to each other. I was like, "Are you feeling sick?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And then we asked the woman to our right as well, and she was feeling pretty nauseous as well. So I don't know what it was. It was just, I think it has something to do with, and I'm speculating, but it has something to do with the fact that, we feel our body moving, but the visual doesn't match the movement, because we're just seeing it always looks straight, so to speak, but we can feel our body going weird. And then when we look out, I don't know, when I look out the window, sometimes I tend to get really disoriented, like, oh God, I thought we were this way, but we're this way, and that's really throwing off my brain. And so we got pretty nauseous and queasy, and we felt shitty for a while after, once we landed. Probably took an hour or two to really finally settle down stomach-wise. But once we did, we popped in at the Flamingo, the hotel we were staying at, and met up with Erin and Courtney. Oh my God, it's your birthday! Happy birthday, sis! And we went out to the street and just started selling our bodies for money. No, we started walking down. I don't know what street it was, but we were walking down, and Allie and I eventually we got quite hungry. We hadn't eaten anything since breakfast that morning, and so we were looking for some sort of restaurant. And what was it? Kilts and Tilts, something like that. And it was basically my decision to go. I was like, let's go there. And really the main reasoning was there was a bunch of hot chicks. That was their thing. It was almost like a Hooters, just tits out, fucking, hello. What do you need, honey? Like one of those things. So I was like, let's go there. And we did. And, good food, burgers, good tits, burgers, and from there, we had dinner reservations, so we didn't want to get too carried away with going off and doing anything too extravagant right away, so we did what is it called, the high rider, the Ferris wheel thing that they have there, that goes 550 feet up, and it takes a half an hour to do one rotation, and it's a Ferris wheel, but with massive pods, and some of them have bartenders in there, and you pay $65 to go in for the half hour, and then it's unlimited drinks, so people just get fucked up. We didn't realize that at the time, and so we just paid the general $20 ticket, and everyone wanted to drink, and then we found out, we would have had to upgrade for another whatever $40, and we were going out that night anyway, so that we were just like, whatever. But we did it. It was a cool view, cool to see everything. I had no idea that. I thought Vegas would be bigger because it's all just in this one little section mostly, and B, I didn't. It's truly just this massive city, surrounded by mountains in the desert of Nevada. Like, pretty neat, pretty cool. The fact that it formed in general. I'd love to watch a documentary on the history of Las Vegas. I imagine there's one out there, but I haven't seen it. But it was just cool. It's a neat little space. And so we did the massive ride. It weighed like 1 million pounds, something like that, 545 tons. And from there, we went back to the room. All the women started getting ready, as women do. I'm gonna take 45 minutes. I gotta do my hair and makeup and look nice. And I get it, whatever. So they were getting ready, and we went out to, where did we go after that? The first restaurant. We went to Emerald's. And excellent restaurant in the MGM Grand Hotel, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a Louisiana-styled seafood restaurant, and very good. Like, actually, I would say it was the best. It was, hands down, the best meal I had the whole trip. It was really, really excellent. I got the seafood boil, right? Yeah, the seafood boil, and bunch of jumbo shrimp, grilled, not deep fried or anything. The flavor, holy balls! The flavor was spectacular. There was that. There was sausage. I didn't really care for the sausage. It was a specific type of sausage, and I thought I'd like it, but I didn't. And that was really the only thing that was left, was like 2 sausages. I ate the whole meal. So there was shrimp, sausage, corn, potatoes, clams. And that was pretty much it. And it was in this nice little plate bowl, and it was bathing in a beautiful, like, orange sauce and seasonings, and it was so fucking good. It was so good. And from there, we enjoyed ourselves and went out to the strip club. And my sister, she hadn't even been to one yet. So she was like, her and Courtney, like, they wanted to go. And so I was like, what am I going to say? No. No, guys, I don't want to go to the strip club in Vegas. That doesn't sound fun as a heterosexual male. So I went there. We went there, and we were there for a good long while. I can't give any details, because, personal reasons. So I'll just say it was a good time. It was very fun. And moving along, and if you are out there and you want to go to that strip club, it's one of those, I think it's a chain, but I think they're all over. Spearmint Rhinos, because we were getting an Uber there. We were actually supposed to go to a different strip club, and it ended up being closed. And so our Uber driver was like, oh, let's go to Spearmint Rhinos. We'll drop you off there. I was like, cool. And I couldn't understand him too well. Funny enough, he was from Wausau, Wisconsin, which is not far from where I live. And so we were talking about Wisconsin and Michigan and everything. It was funny. But he was like, he was kind of mumbling a little, like, Spearmint Rhino. I was like, what the fuck are you guys? Are you saying Spearmint Rhino? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's the name. Who settled on that name? Let's call it. Hey, Bill. Bill, what do you think of Spearmint Rhino? Spearmint. Yeah, good, Jim. Good. Like, I don't know how they settle on Spearmint and Rhino. I think of gum, clearly, on top of a rhinoceros. That doesn't make my dick hard. I don't get it. I just don't see it. I don't see the marketing behind it. It's besides the point. From there, we took a nice little Uber back to Omnia, which was right across the street from our hotel, the Flamingo. Pardon me. And we it was funny. We got there and it was packed. And by the time we got there, it was 1:30, and it was me and the three girls, three women, and the guy at the gate right away was just like, "Oh, three of you ladies should have came without him." And he points at me in some condescending manner like I'm not even there. He's like, "Three of you should have came without him and you guys would have got in for free." And I was like, and they were like, they didn't. They were like, "Oh." And he was like, "We'll give you a little tip. The less clothes you wear, the less money you pay to get in." And he's like, "Again, you shouldn't have come with this guy." And I'm like, hey, I'm right here. I'm like, I'm wearing a leather jacket. I'm a good-looking fella. I'm not some fat, lazy fuck who's going to draw people away from your club. Let us in. So I said that. It didn't work. So, long story short, we had to pay to get in, which was fine. It was only $120 to walk through the door. And once we walked in, it was full-on rave. I mean, I've been to clubs, but I've never been to a rave before, and it was craziness. I mean, thousands of people jam-packed into this large space, but when there's, still that many people, crazy lighting, crazy sound, famous DJ doing the show. It was so loud, you couldn't hear anybody talk. I was like, well, I'm for sure not going to meet anybody here because I can't communicate with them. And my sisters bought drinks. They bought 3 drinks for $136. It was like $40-something a drink. And my sister Allie she got one more drink after that. She was like, I'm just getting 2. And they're kind of big. Definitely not worth the amount of money that you pay. But they're at least not like little drinks that you're paying $44 for, whatever it was. And she told the bartender, she's like, make it a good one. And he poured in, her glass was just vodka and a splash of some other juice. And so she ended up just getting hammered drunk and was hungover the whole next day, which she was totally bummed out about because she was like, I'm not drinking too much. I'm not wasting the day. We're only here for 3 days, 3 days, 2 nights. I'm not wasting any time. I'm not going to be hungover. And she was so hungover the next day. But Omnia ended up being fun. I danced a shit ton out on the floor. More so jumped because it was a rave and everyone was just jumping. So, but jumps, dances, some chick. I locked eyes with some chick and we both just mutually agreed like that we were dancing together. And that was a good time. She was grabbing my hand and rubbing it all over her tits. It was nice. Had a good time. It was fun. And there was a dude there, by the way, who creepy motherfucker, like creepy looking dude. And everyone was facing forward, essentially in the crowd, looking at the DJ and dancing. And this dude was right in front of me, 10 feet, and he was facing backwards and staring at me and just eyeing me up. And like I said, very creepy. And I caught him doing that and I didn't think anything of it. And then I caught him doing it again. And I stopped dancing and I just squared up with him. And we literally just stared at each other. And I was deadly serious. And it was probably a 10-second stare down. And finally he looked away. But I caught him following me later that night around the club. I caught him following me. I went out of the bathroom and he followed me down the stairs out onto the dance floor. And I turned right around and I was like, hey, quit fucking following me. And he was like, what? And I'm like, hey, quit fucking following me, man. And he left me alone after that because like he realized, oh, this probably shouldn't fuck with this guy. He's paying attention. Also, I'm totally sober, so it's not like you're gonna drug me or anything. I'm not drinking anything. So I don't know. He was just creepy though. Real rapey vibe with him. So we were there, you guys, until 4 in the morning, 4:30, whatever it was. It was a long time. We got back to the hotel and in bed around 5, which was around 7 my time, and I had been up since around 7, so I was up for almost 24 hours. It was rough. It was like 23 and a half hours. I've never been up for 24 hours yet. Never once in my life. I've never pulled a 24-hour day. It's too long. So after that, the next day, what did we do? I wanted to go to the pool, and everyone was kind of figuring out what they wanted to do, and Allie was realizing that she was super hungover. Oh, that's right, we went to breakfast. We went to breakfast first at this place. Yeah, great breakfast, really good. Allie was throwing up, so she couldn't eat anything. But all the food we got was excellent. I can't remember what it was called. But from there, we went back to the hotel, and we were trying to figure out what to do. I wanted a pool day because I had met this hot chick, and I got her number, and I told her to come to the pool with me. And so we were trying to make that work. Didn't end up happening. She ended up having to do shit, but I went to the pool anyway with my sister Erin, and we were there for quite a few, well, maybe not quite a few, but at least a couple hours. It was a big pool area, tons of people, very fun, great time. Met a handful of people out there and just had a lot of fun. It was nice to be out in the sun. I managed to not get burnt, by the way, I was so impressed that I successfully didn't get burnt in Las Vegas, because it was 100-ish degrees out there throughout the time that we were there. We actually lucked out as far as we got a day that was like 95, and all the other days, we got like 2 days that were about 95, and all the other days were 116 or maybe not like 106, 110, something like that. So we got like a nice 10-degree difference on the days that we were there. But it was fine. I was wearing jeans the whole time, so whatever. But the pool was a good time. Then we had more dinner reservations at this restaurant called Trevor, which I thought was funny. Trevor in Caesar's Palace. Amazing. Structural. I can't say that word. Holy shit. Structural feet. There you go. Beautiful, massive. And we were even inside, and there's a section where you're in a rounded tunnel area, but there's tons of shops that you can go shopping at, a bunch of different restaurants, and this ceiling is painted like the sky, and they make it look like you're outside. So my brain thought I was outside. It was very weird. It was I just kept having to remind myself that I was inside. It was odd. But that food was really good too. It was an Italian restaurant. I ended up getting some steak from there. It was excellent. The way they prepared it was phenomenal. That was a good time. And then we did go out again that night too. But I was struggling by the end as far as being tired. I was worn out. We went to Fremont Street, which is the original Vegas Strip. And I thought when you kind of hear like, oh, it's the original Vegas Strip, I was like, oh, it's probably nothing special then, as far as there's probably not much going on anymore because, there's the new strip. And I was very wrong. It was this massive, massive event, this massive strip, bands all over, crazy light show projector thing above us, and people doing the line thing. What is it called? You're flying connected to the line. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it was something. And but I was tired by the end. I definitely was tired by the end. I'm getting tired now. We went to a club after, and we got in. I didn't talk to anybody except for a couple dudes. There's this dude who walked in. I ended up meeting him. What was his name? Torin? Yeah, Torin. And he was like 6'8", 265 pounds, he told me. This massive man. He was my age. He was 25. I was like, holy shit. Because he looked like he was like 40. And just this huge dude. I ended up talking with him and another friend of his And they said, next time you're back in Vegas, get a hold of us and we'll go party. And so I got their numbers. I don't know if I'll get in touch with them when I go back out there, whenever I do. But called it a night that night. The next day, it was the morning. We had to be at the airport by noon. And so I think we were up at 9. I was up at 9, whatever. Got out to the pool. Again, just had a great time, talked with people. Enjoyed myself. Had some good, expensive breakfast out there that they brought at the pool. It was really just a fucking breakfast sandwich for like $30. Breakfast sandwich and fries. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to complain about the prices out there because everything, I expected it. And definitely held up to its reputation as far as Lost Wages, Nevada. Which I think is a funny little joke. So, after that, we cruised home. So it was a full 3 days. And I got home and I slept for 13 hours. I can't remember the last time I slept for 13 hours. I don't know if I ever have. There's one time, actually I take that back. There was one time in college where I didn't even realize I was tired. That tired. And what was it? It was something like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And oh yeah, it's coming back. It was something like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was going to take a nap. I think it was a Friday. I was going to take a nap, which I never did but I was like, okay, I'm tired. And I was going to go out that night to the cities and meet up with my friends. And 5 o'clock, and I woke up at 8 a.m. the next day, falling asleep at roughly around 5 p.m. So I slept for 15 hours, which was just absurdly long. You know, my go-to, I try to get 8, but man, I feel so much better if I get 9 and a half. Oh yeah, feels so much better. You're just more productive too. Some people are like, oh, you can't, that's wasting time. It's like, no. Sleep is never a waste of time. If you're just always sleeping, then maybe, but you gotta have sleep. And so, yeah, I got home and I slept for 13 hours. What day was it? And then I went basically straight up to Marquette for the weekend to spend the 4th with a group of people. And, man, that was fun. Met a ton of people. Fireworks were fun. There was a malfunction at the fireworks show. It was supposed to be 21 minutes long, and it ended up being 15 minutes long, and there was a malfunction, which was cool in the moment because it was like, whoa, they're really going all out here. But it just ended up being a malfunction. But Marquette's a cool town. We had 2 beach days at McCarty Cove. And McCarty Cove, whatever it is. And man, the 4th of July, there was probably like 3,000 people there. And the cops showed up right away and tried to shut it all down. But they couldn't get anybody to leave. I mean, there was 10 cops, maybe 15 at the most. Excuse me. And I mean, they were like, beach is closed. Everybody leave. It's like, there's 3,000 people here. No open containers. I was like, there's 3,000 people drinking here. No smoking. Like, people are smoking, man. Like, there was no issues going on as far as there was no violence. There's no social unrest. Everyone's there having fun because they were cooped up last year. Everyone just had a great time. And, what was I going to go from there? And at one point when they were really trying to shut everything down, everybody who was in the water, which was probably 2,000 of the 3,000 people, if not more, maybe 2,500. Everyone, including myself, started singing the Star Spangled Banner. And then as soon as they finished singing the Star Spangled Banner, everyone started chanting, USA, USA, and just looking at the cops. And then somebody started lighting off fireworks. So it was just a big, like, fuck you to the cops as far as, hey, we're not doing anything wrong or causing any trouble. This is a public beach. Fuck off. And I am 100%, I don't even have to go into saying, we need police officers. And there's a lot of shit around police officers right now that isn't good. And it's not even that. I'm not talking about that at all. Just like, hey, guys, like, we're not doing anything wrong. Like, nobody was everyone's drinking and smoking, yeah. And I'm sure there's underage drinkers and shit like that. But I mean, everyone's just at the beach doing it. You're gonna like I said, there's 3,000 people. What are you gonna do? So, so that was just a fun, wild week really. It was like a 5-day stretch of just fun, which I haven't done to that degree, to that length, probably ever. I'm a weekend guy as far as the longest I've ever partied, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'm, exhausted Monday. But this was, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, it was, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was like 6 days of 6 days of hedonism. That's for sure. And now this week, I'm just getting back into the swing of things. I can't believe it's Saturday. It feels like this is Wednesday, but this is a Patreon episode. I got back into the swing of things throughout the week. I totally didn't do the podcast on Wednesday. I just ended up recording, and recording music. I totally forgot. I realized I didn't record it at late at night. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even do that. So that was the first one I've ever really missed without letting you guys know. But yeah, it was is what it is. I missed it, and I'm not upset because the recording I made, I love this new song I'm working on. It sounds really good. The recording's been just easy and smooth. Even writing the song was really smooth. I wrote it recently. It's very recent, but it's the most recent song I've written. And it was just, it just happened. I wasn't planning on writing. The song just happened. And then I was working on a different song, and it just wasn't, it felt really forced, and it wasn't going well. And I was like, what? Like, what is going on? I just felt like I was being unproductive. And so I've learned personally that when I'm doing something creative and something's not working, instead of forcing myself to go through with it, I'll move on to just something else I'm more interested in. And that way I'm in a constant state of motion, and of forward motion rather. And so I moved on to this other song, and I've recorded, the guitar, there's piano, there's an 808, there's drums, there's claps, it's electric guitar as well. Like, it sounds really, really good. And I'm excited to record the vocals. I won't do them today, I can tell, just because I'm just tired. But I think I'll probably continue to work on the structure of the song. It's like 2:30 right now on Saturday. I think I might pop over to Shane's later. He asked if I would come by and give him a hand with a few things. But that's what's been going on, you guys. I was partying in Vegas, and then partying in Marquette, and then I was getting back into the swing of things throughout the week. And I should let you guys know now that I'll share now. It's not a big deal. Coming up here in August, I'm going to be out of the country, actually, for something that I can't tell you about yet. But it's a cool opportunity that I have that I'm going to get to experience. But it's a secret right now. But I will not have a laptop. I won't even have my phone, actually. I'll have it. Yeah, I can't really tell any details. But I'm going to be out of the country anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks starting in August. So just so you guys are aware on Patreon, I hope you'll continue to listen to the show, support the show while I'm gone. And when I get back, I'll get right back into the swing of things. But this is something where I can't record, and I will be out of the country. So just so you guys are aware of that. Oh, lost the video. Fuck it, whatever. 30 seconds left. So just so you guys are aware of that, that's going to be coming up. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. It's a pleasure as always. Good to be back. Like I said, I feel like I hadn't done one of these in so long, but it's really only been a couple weeks, whatever it was. So I hope you're all doing fantastically well. Keep doing your thing. Keep moving forward. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. Don't do heroin. And I will see all of you lovely people on Wednesday.